but we do actually have a melting pot of cultures here, and so I'm pretty sure some of those restaurants are definitely and families are celebrating Thanksgiving. I know we had a bit of a Thanksgiving situation at the school today, ish, with the history club, where they were able to, share some food, and I had some turkey and some mutton and some rice and some what else, macaroni pie and corn pie. It wasn't Thanksgiving; it was the fundraiser, but it happened to coincide on Thanksgiving, uh, which again I don't think I don't think it was a coincidence. But yeah, it was good. I was happy to get some lunch and support the kid trying to raise some money to go to the Dominican Republic. I think last year they went on a trip to, if I can recall correctly, it might have been Jamaica. I can't remember. But these funds are good, and I wish, you know, when I was young, in those young days, I would have been opportune to be able to go on some of these trips and just experience different cultures and history. Believe it or not, history, as much as I don't like reading history, like in a class, I think it's one of the more interesting bits because my daughter has a history project coming up. And I spoke to Dr. Cameron Gill today about, possible topics, and the man just started to tell stories. I think we're trying to do a topic on Brimstone Hill, and we're actually picking one of the hardest things to do, which is create an animated story on the battle at Brimstone Hill. And my daughter is going to be tasked with that difficult task of literally animating, creating characters, animating them. Not just I'll do the rest, the voiceover, the sound effects, the gory stuff. Of AIPT was fired on Friday, was tried to be rehired on, but then the entire staff decided they're not going to go back to work until the board resigns. But then they hired an interim CEO who then liked one of his posts and they demoted her and then put somebody else. And then on Monday, Microsoft said, okay, we're going to hire you as our guy to run our AI team. But then yesterday, he's back at OpenAI and there's a new board of directors. So there's a lot going on. But the net gain here is Microsoft, who is a 49% owner of OpenAI. And so now, regardless of whether he went back, they were going to win because now they're protecting the investment and now they have him at the helm. But the big nugget I pulled from that is the value that you create will be your legacy. And so be that employee who creates value so big that when you leave, everybody says, I'm leaving with you. Because that's exactly what happened. And the guy does not own not 1 cent or not one stake, not one bit of equity in the company. And guess what? He had nothing to lose. So be that person, even with your students, even as teachers, be that teacher that if they decide, listen, we're getting rid of that, your students say, they get up and protest because of the value that you're adding. I keep banging my mouth about value. And this is a big thing, right? And being ethical, right? Correct. So what else are we going to talk about? So I had some things I wanted to talk about I spoke a little about it. So there is a story about Thanksgiving romance where there was this lady who had a guest crash at her Thanksgiving dinner. I think a British guy crashed a Thanksgiving dinner in 1997. Cut the long story short, it wasn't somebody who was scheduled to be at her dinner. And cut long story short, they've been married for the past 20 years. So that's a little bit of a feel-good Thanksgiving story. Another one, and I like this one because it makes sense. I don't think we're gonna do this in St. Kitts, even though it would be good to do it. There is this system in Montana where if you get a parking ticket, you pay for your ticket in donations to a food bank. You pay your court fines as a donation to a food bank. So for 30 in a row, this Montana city is embracing the holiday spirit by allowing defendants to pay off some of their court fines with donations to a local food bank. And so this initiative started in 2019, and it's possible because of the Montana's criminal procedure statute, which states that a court may permit a part or all of a fine to be satisfied by a donation of food to a food bank system. Yeah, I think that people can now go ahead and decide that they're getting parking tickets for charity. Just willfully go and park on a yellow line and say, I'm doing it for charity. But yeah, I think this is a good thing. And I think we could try to start to do some of these things in the festive periods. We'll find more people, breaking the law for a cause. Is that good? All right, last thing we're going to talk about before we take a break and hear my guest is this guy from New Hampshire. Let me see if I can find the story. This man died without having a car, no furniture, but he died with a big secret, leaving his town millions and millions of dollars. All right, so he relied on either a bicycle or lawn mower as his mode of transport. Imagine, this man was a groundskeeper of a mobile park, and when he died, they basically realized that this town of 4,000 residents of Hinsdale received that he had a knack for market economics and had amassed a total of $4.2 million through investing in mutual funds, which he left in its entirety to advance education, health services, recreation, and culture in the town. So this man did not have a car, didn't have any furniture, but the interest he was earning from the trust was increasing to about $150,000 a year, which will now be used to fund various grants that the institutions can or organizations can apply for. So that's great. So that means that trust can continue to make money. At school, I'm getting through the introductions with the names and everything, and I am being my usual weird quirky self, and then Aiden is like, I know you. I was like, what do you mean you know me? He's like, yeah, from church. I was like, wait, that's the same little boy who used to kind of sort of, did you live next door to me? Yes, you did. Bladen.
Yeah.
Yes, you were my neighbor.
At a point.
At a point, you were my neighbor. And so now, you're 17 or you're going to be 18?
18.
You're 18?
I'm making 19 next year.
Lord have mercy. So you're almost legal.
I mean, almost. I am legal. I'm 18.
You're 18?
No. Yeah.
Can you drive?
Legally?
That's what I said. Wait. 18-year-olds can drive, right?
Yeah.
With a driver's license.
Get closer to the mic so we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
18. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right.
Good. Okay, so let's get cracking. So, what school did you guys went to the same primary school?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. So indulge me a bit. Where did you go to school, Aiden?
Oh, me? I went to the illustrious, the best primary school on the island, Seventh-day Adventist Primary.
Oh.
Yeah.
What made it the best?
What do you mean? Like one thing that made it the best?
A couple things. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, the teachers for one.
Okay.
They were very engaging, very patient. They made the classes very fun, even the classes I didn't really enjoy. Just the sports, going out every lunchtime playing what we used to call Hammy Heaven, which is basically just football with like 6 or 7 balls.
How would they talk about ham at the 7th Adventist school?
No. It's not like that.
It's not like that.
Hammy is a term for awkward people. So basically,
but wouldn't it have been better if they say chickeny as an Adventist school, because the ham, when they say ham, they don't deal with ham, and that's like blasphemous, right?
That's true.
yeah,
So that would, or fishiny.
that don't sound good.
Chickeny.
Heaven. Hammy Heaven just sound better.
But there's ham. It's pork.
That's true.
Why would you call it school?
I never hear anybody else. You did that?
No.
I mean, exactly.
What?
So
Unique.
Interesting. All right. Now, Mikael, where did you go to school?
In Nevis, I went to
Miss Crawford, Miss Blondell, Miss Williams, Miss Erskine.
Miss Blake.
Miss Blake was never my teacher. So.
Really?
No.
You missed out.
I missed out.
You missed
Well,
Mm.
I gotta big up Mr. Hewlett.
Now what classes were these people teaching though? I mean, we can't just call out their names.
Miss Crawford was my chemistry teacher. Miss Blonder was physics.
Yes.
Miss Erskine, she taught me math for like 6 months.
That's Malia's mom.
Yeah. Miss Williams, English teacher. Miss Keynes was my literature teacher. She was a good teacher. Mr. Hewlett was the PE teacher. He already said Hicks. Hicks was a music teacher.
Boy, that's good. Boy.
You're a little too good at that voice.
Yeah, we
What?
play together.
Oh,
We play in the bands.
what else? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Well, for me, Miss Nisbet, amazing English teacher. Amazing, in my opinion.
She was my homeroom teacher. She was never my teacher.
Ah.
Amazing.
Miss Armstrong. That's what I'm missing. Miss Armstrong, history teacher.
So what did you guys typically get in trouble for? I mean, boys will be boys, right?
I was bits of the troublemaker.
You were a troublemaker?
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Aiden, were you?
I was a bystander. I was roped into this one trouble. I was roped in as an associate. That's all. I never did anything wrong. I just happened to be there.
Be there at the wrong thing, wrong
Yes,
place, wrong time.
wrong place, wrong time. That's all.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna just take one quick dash to see what's happening with the stream because I see it's buffering. I'll be right back. Quick break.
Music, especially in Nevis. I learned to play the steel pan, the drums. I was amazing at it. I stopped and forth, didn't have the time to do it, but it was really lovely experience.
What about you, Aiden? I know the church had a lot to do with that because
Church was part of it.
if you go to that Adventist church, you must get roped into music some way, shape, or form. That's one thing we're known
I
for.
did a bit of choir stuff for the Pathfinder choir before that high school stuff happened. But I didn't really fall in love with music until after joining the high school band. The high school band was what made me fall in love with music. But I didn't start loving music. I was doing music since like grade 3, but I didn't enjoy it that much until like second form. When what song was it? I think I was just on YouTube and it was like a cover of something on the piano, and like I almost shed a little tear.
Aww.
So then I was like, nah, it's not, don't make it weird. So that from that day forward I was like, okay, like music actually touched my soul a little bit. I actually feel like, oh, I could do this, I could do that with music, get this emotion out of it. So that's probably
I've never seen you display emotion. I'm shocked.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah,
A lot of people.
you're one. You appear to be one-dimensional, just stable. Like you just have one. That's it, and that's not bad. That means that you have a very high level of emotional intelligence, and the world needs people like that who are not easily swayed by any whim or feeling that they may feel. You know, people who have a high EQ. It's not that they don't feel; they feel. They just don't allow that to control their response. They control the response regardless of what they feel. So
Totally agree.
I'm glad that you say that because like everybody else just said you're stubborn. I'm just stubborn to everybody
No.
else.
that's their perception. They're projecting, but I understand. And you know, I one of the things I do in life is really study people, because I need to, as a teacher, I need to know how to relate to every single student. Every single student. I need to know how to get through to all of them. Even the ones who don't want to be gotten through to, I still have to know how to get through to them, because that's my job. That's my responsibility. So I know you. I know every single one of you. But I love all of you the same. Right? So who did you start listening to? You guys play the saxophone.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Both I Hate the Saxophone, that has been very documented.
We heard this rant.
We heard
this
this
rant
before.
before.
And you're gonna continue to hear it. I hate the saxophone, and I will continue to be a saxophone hater. Someone is saying with Liam's brother. Yes,
Oh God.
you are Liam's brother.
Who said that?
Somebody came on link, right?
Who?
I don't know,
I don't
but yes,
recognize.
you are Liam's brother. Okay.
Yes. that
Imagine
is-
you name calling out. But yeah, man. So, but I hate the saxophone, but it's okay. The reason why I hate the saxophone, I don't know why you chose an instrument that the Bible doesn't even respect.
I already said that.
The Bible
When-
doesn't exist in the Bible. The trumpet, the drums, all of those things. Who talked about a saxophone? I hate the saxophone.
If God mentioned every instrument that was gonna be played,
Yes.
then the book wouldn't finish. There will be a sax at the end.
There will be a sax at the end.
If there's only one in the back, like back left corner,
It doesn't
there will be
matter.
What do you mean?
Listen, all that matters is that you guys get all the love and the attention, and the trumpet does not. Okay?
Especially in December.
We get all the you want to go and wake the dead, let's go and get the trumpet. You know? We want to do a fanfare, get a trumpet. But when it comes to like doing something that's sensual and soft and mellow, they think the trumpet can't do that.
Because sax is a
Because
lovely
this-
instrument.
But the sax is not versatile.
It doesn't have to be though.
Oh Lord. Okay.
It mastered the sensual sound.
Done with you. I am done. But do you guys play any other instruments?
Besides drums, steel pan, saxophone, just the guitar. Just
Oh, you play the guitar?
Yes, I've tried. It was wonderful experience.
Did you have
but
blisters?
yes, that's the only reason I stopped.
Yes, I know.
Couldn't handle
I
it.
still don't know how people can actually, their brains can connect where their fingers are and when they're doing all this
Connect
stuff
with
here.
the instrument,
I don't know how to do it.
become one with it.
Well, no, we can't do that. I cannot do that. So, what was CXC like? What was that experience like going to school? Like, was that hard for you guys? Was there a lot of pressure? How many subjects did you guys do?
Like Cape?
I
No,
did
CXC.
Like
CXC.
Yeah.
CSEC? I did 11.
I also did 11.
Why?
Because it's like the 10 you have in school and then IT, just to have IT, just in case.
Just to have that one extra subject.
Not to have it, not just to have it, just in case. Like,
Oh.
you said AI is going to be the future.
Right.
Mhm.
How I can get a job in AI? If I
Well,
need
for
to
me,
get a job
I
in AI.
love IT. Really love it.
So 11, was that a lot of pressure?
It was for me. It
But
was
let
for
me, okay, what did you really need? Did you need 11?
No.
So that's the point I'm trying to make. So if you had to do it over again with what you know now, would you do 11?
I would do it again.
Yeah.
I would do it again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe not history, but
Interesting. All right. So ones and twos,
Yeah. I got you. Couple trees.
couple trees,
Couple trees.
yeah, ones and twos.
ones and twos.
Yeah.
So What was your first impression when you got to CFB though? Was there any shock?
Hello. I could say that.
Say
You
what?
can't say it, can't say
Just
it,
talk.
can't say it.
I can't say that.
Okay. Just okay. Go ahead. What was your first impression?
CFBC. It surprised me.
Okay.
It was not what I envisioned.
What did you
Sixth
envision?
form. Okay. Let's. First of all, I was very confused as to what sixth form. I thought sixth form was university. So in the American movies where they got the big lecture halls,
Mhm.
and I thought that was CFBC.
Ah.
I don't know
okay.
why, because I just thought that was CFBC to come up, and I came up and realized, okay, sixth form, it's just like a continuation of high school. It's still like high school. The
Okay.
classes still look like high school.
So there was an aesthetical,
Misunderstanding.
physical.
It
Okay.
was a misunderstanding.
But the pedagogy, the way what you're learning, what was there a shock in that too?
Yeah.
It was.
It's more the distance, because like when your maths teacher said, okay, this is CSEC,
Right.
right? And then they said, okay, for maths, they said this is CSEC maths, this is add maths, and then this is CAPE. I didn't believe that. I was like, okay, it's just a step
Yeah.
above. Fourth form to fifth form wasn't that hard.
Right.
Third form to fourth form wasn't that hard.
Right.
Fifth form to sixth form ain't gonna be that hard.
Right.
Fifth form to sixth form is very hard. Every subject is hard. English, communication studies, for all the high school people here, Cape communication studies is hard. There is nothing nice about that subject.
Wow.
All right.
What about you, Mikhail? Was it a shock for you?
Well, it was due to the fact that compared to high school teachers, I feel that college teachers have a more passionate feeling towards these subjects,
Mhm.
especially my peer match. You don't know who that is? The
Nah.
greatest maths teacher to ever live. I gotta put you on.
What?
Gotta put you on. I gotta put you on, Mr. Inanga. I gotta put you on. Maths has always been my favorite subject, and due to Mr. E, he drove that, and I've always loved problem solving. So he helped me to be a better maths teacher, and especially chemistry. Love chemistry. I love the science subject.
Thank you for that shout out. Let me be very honest here. Like in as much as I care and I love you guys and love teaching, I still feel like I have some growing to do. I have to get better. Like I always have said, I have to improve. I have to make sure I even do even better.
Mhm.
And so,
What? No.
so
don't
I
Yeah.
He would do that.
No, but thank you for that affirmation. I will work to be even better, and I was very happy to still have continued teaching your cadre of students this year. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I can't wait to adopt that same mindset, because I found that I had a lot of babies who just wanted to be spoon-fed last year until the tail end.
Right.
Not gonna do that again. But you see,
Right,
that's how
right.
we grow. Well, man, thank you for that. So I want to know, why did you choose computer science? And you like flying stuff, right?
Yeah.
But now you're gonna try to fix them and build them. So, computer science. I know your dad is
Yeah.
into that, and it was either law or computer science. So you picked.
It was never law there was never law. It was
Yeah,
never
so
going to be
the
law.
options and the
No.
influences.
I have free reign to pick what I want to do. I have free reign to pick what I want to do. I chose computer science really and truly because I like coding, really, in that essence.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's a very unpopular opinion. There are not many people like that, especially in CFBC. But I enjoy coding a lot. I could sit down for the SBA that we had last year. I kind of almost went overboard. It was like, okay, every time I fix this, but this pop up. And then I gotta fix this. But then what if the system go offline? But me really need to do all of that for the SBA. But I do generally enjoy coding.
You know what I'm going to do for you guys? You code too, right?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it? No.
No.
Okay, so you're not a coder. But I'm working on a project, and I think that it would be very good to say that I got my students to help me bring this to light. It's something that I think is going to do very well in these parts, and I'm working on 2 projects actually. So I'm not telling you guys on air.
I was about to ask if we're gonna.
This is for the after show. After show, I will show you guys what I've done so far, and we will see where we can take this. Because throughout the break, I am going to be learning lots of AI stuff and building solutions that involve AI. I know that's where you want to go, right?
It's always. I'm interested.
You're interested, but I'm gonna expose you to solutions that can benefit our society here, and not just here, but beyond the shores of St. Kitts. And that's what I'm working on as a, evolving data scientist and all that stuff. So I'm teaching myself so that I can come back and teach my students. Because the syllabus talks about C, programming in C and all that kind of stuff. And I find the syllabus to be a bit, it's not current. But how can I be a teacher and be satisfied with teaching you guys stuff that's not current? No. Yeah. So I got to bring that other stuff into the classroom so that they can leave with a greater appreciation for what the real world is looking for and what the demand is going to be like for that. So I got to help you guys, man.
I appreciate it. I look forward to it.
Now we'll talk after the show. I'm going to show you stuff.
All right.
So how can you use... the fixing plane stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Have you been underneath a plane? Have you done any of that stuff yet?
I have not.
Why haven't you asked to go for a field trip at the airport?
I should.
I did that once. I wanted to be air traffic controller, like in 2005 when I came out from school. Did I tell you guys a story?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I actually went there for a whole day to see. The reason why I want to be air traffic controller is because I liked the fact that people ask, what do you do for a living? I'm an air traffic controller. That's a lot of prestige. And I went there for a whole day, So I think it would be really cool if you can just literally just shadow and just be around those people who check the planes and all that kind of stuff. And so maybe see who I can talk to see if I can get you just to be around those people just for a day. And those kinds of experiences help. I don't know if you know, one of the reasons why I ended up in telecommunications and networking is also because of a conversation that I had with the late, what's his name? Cuthbert
Sebastian?
Manchester. Manchester, yes. He came to the college to give a talk about telecommunications. I had a conversation with him, and because of that exchange that we had, fueled my love for getting into that field, and I got my master's in that.
Wow.
Right, exactly. So I'm saying that you could never tell what kind of connections can become made available after just being around people and asking the right questions. So I promise you, I'm gonna see what I can do for you over the break and pull some strings that I don't have. If I don't have the strings, I'll make them. But yeah, talk to me about why you want to do what you do.
I've always had a fascination for the design of cars, engine, the mechanics within the cars, and also airplanes. So I want to be a mechanical and aerospace engineer. So I want to tackle 2 titans in the industry, in the engineering industry. So I want to tackle those. So
you're going to be studying mechanical engineering and aeronautical?
That's the plan. Yeah.
So all the PR math stuff that you're doing right now
would come back.
It's going to come back. And let me tell you, when it comes back, you're going to be like, I've done this already.
I'm ready for it.
Now, what you're gonna see that's different is multivariable calculus, which is calculus in 3 dimensions.
Mm-hmm. We did 2.
Yeah. We kind of did 3 because when we were doing partial derivatives, okay, we stuck with 2. But we did 3 dimensions in vectors.
Yeah, we did.
So multivariable calculus is going to involve some, and I struggled with that as a student. I got a C-. I passed it. I got a C- in multivariable calculus. Wow. So man, this is going so good. So I want to know, right? You guys are known as bright, typically, stereotypically as the bright students, right? But other students, but bright kids do struggle.
They do.
And I want you guys to open up a little bit about what you have found challenging despite being labeled as one of the bright ones. Because people need to know that you guys are human.
That's true.
And you don't have the answers to everything. So you guys take the floor and just talk about what you actually are challenged with and how you're dealing with that, especially when people think that you're just bright.
With me, I have challenge with time management. I've also engaged in a lot of instrumental, such as saxophone, doing practice, studying the saxophone at a higher level. That's what I wanted to do. A higher level of music. But the challenges that come with it is doing SBAs for other subjects. So it's basically around the realm of time management. And I've also had a challenge with when students tend to come to me with their problems in terms of homework, what's the answer for this? I'm not one to give out answers. I'm one to educate, to help, so they could be on the same level. Because I love to have a conversation when we know what we're talking about, so we just bounce off of each other. The ideas just bounce off of each other. And that aspect, it was challenging because most people just look to me for answers. And I mean, sometimes I don't have the answers, so I have to go study on the topic to get the answers for them. So, and not even realizing that I have work to do myself.
Yep.
So I always love to solve problems. That's one thing that I have a challenge with, the ability not to give up, So, I mean, I always have to solve that one problem that's unsolvable.
Aiden.
A challenge. My challenges? Honestly, any aspects that requires me to, I would say, know a wealth of, let's say, text knowledge. That text. So like history, where like you need to. Cause I have, unfortunately, I think I might have like slight ADHD. I have
That's fine.
issues focusing on.
I have big issues focusing. Yeah. And I'm scatterbrained. I'm not very organized.
I'm pretty organized, but I am scatterbrained.
Oh.
So like if I'm doing an assignment for this subject, I'll have a tab for this subject, a tab for this subject, and I'll be flipping through.
You'll be flipping between
every like 10 minutes.
You do a little bit of this one, and then you stop.
I'll do a question here, then then I'll do the research for this.
Yep.
Then I'll do the question for this. Realize that this answer was wrong.
Yep.
Go back, and I just do all of that. So
exact same way.
But
exact same way. Yeah. But the good thing though is that at the end of the day, we get the things done.
I get it done. Even I will get it done before the deadline. That's why.
Right. Even if it means overnight.
No.
Me myself, I sacrifice sleep to get the work done.
We don't do that.
You say you don't?
I sacrifice sleep.
Oh, you sacrifice sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're on a roll, I
can't get off that roll.
Yeah.
I have to keep going.
Have you ever coded in your sleep?
I have not. I've heard stories about you doing it, but I have not.
You have?
Yes.
You mean you code in your sleep?
In your sleep, you're working on a problem that is killing you. You coding. You're getting an error. And in your dream, you find the solution and you wake up and you go and fix the problem.
I've done that. Not for coding. I did it for your subject actually.
What?
Which homework? It was one of the homeworks at the end of year one. I think it might have been the trigonometry one.
Oh my gosh.
Where it was like, okay, I see the question, may know what I was supposed to do. But like, it's late. I got like 3 days to do this. So I might as well. I go sleep, 10, 15 minutes go by, and I realize in my dream, I'm like, okay, this is what you was supposed to do. I didn't get up. To be honest, I didn't get up when I realized. I said, I'll do it in the morning. And I did not do it in the morning, unfortunately. I did it in the afternoon. But I remembered I got it right. So I have done that before.
Yeah, I know, but that means you care, and it means that you're putting a lot of brain power towards getting the answers, and that comes back to help you in the examination room, believe it or not. When you struggle is when you create those brain connections that are hard to break.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep telling all of you, like this, the way we're teaching, and when we give assignments and when we give classwork and all, it's really to just create those little reference points in your brain that can have you saying, okay, I remember this is a struggle, and we can actually do this in the exam hall and without having to consult the book. And I'm going to let the everybody know, like, they had an open book test this year, and I did it to prove a point, and the point was proven. The point was proven because sometimes I tell my students that, guys, sometimes you can pretend like I am next to you in the exam hall, and I'm going to get you this far, and you finish it, and they still struggle. And so, in my opinion, I was like, okay, fine. If I give them an open book test, they're going to be very happy. They're going to think that this is going to be easy. And I made it easy. No.
It was long. It was long.
No, it wasn't long because we did the
long.
corrections in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes.
That's the correction. We skip steps though.
We didn't. No. We only skipped the steps for one question. That's question number 4.
Question. We
No,
skipped
It
steps.
was just the one question with A and B and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that one there.
But that was fine. But the point I'm trying to make is there were questions that could have been solved in 1 minute
That's true.
if you knew where to look in the book.
You have to get one with the book.
You have to you
one.
can look where the example are in the book, and you will be able to know, okay, I can mirror this particular example and get the right answer. Just change the letters, change the numbers, and you get the same answer, right? And so it was a way to expose you guys to see that, wait, I don't spend enough time in my book.
Right.
Which means that you can be given a license to cheat in your CAPE exam and still fail. That is terrible.
Terrible.
No,
That's true.
serious.
Yeah.
That is terrible. So what ended up happening, I know what happened. People like open book tests, I'm not going to study. I'm just going to be able to just look at my
That's
book.
what most did.
That's what most did. And so, never again.
Never again. Never say never. Never say never.
Okay, maybe.
Never say
Maybe. So I want to talk about, I want to hear this from us, from your perspective. I didn't grow up in these parts, but I know there's something called streaming in schools, like in secondary schools, where they put groups of students in a particular class and all. Are you guys for that kind of stuff? Do you think that is something that helps students, or?
For me,
Yeah.
personally, I don't think streaming is a good idea, because I think certain individuals who have a certain knowledge should have a certain teaching style, because everyone has a certain teaching style. So with streaming, we have problems with teachers.
What streaming mean? What do you mean by streaming?
When we have students who have different level of understanding education in terms
So
of
the bright kids
ones-
in the class.
Oh, that's streaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my personal opinion is that the teachers would have a set base, like to be strict. But I think that without streaming, we have teachers that could help those who don't have a good grasp of these subjects, to help give them extra work done to bring them up to understand much better, to be on the same level as those at the top class. We as the top class, the teachers come in, the teacher just expect you to know what's going on due to the fact that you do good on this test or do good in your test them. But I think that streaming doesn't allow students who need an extra hand in understanding the subject matter. So I think that that's a problem with streaming.
One thing that I can appreciate with what you just said is what you spoke about earlier, that you help your classmates now.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of an internet, so we're gonna go over by about 5 minutes. Please give us a little bit more time.
All right.
So, but what I'm saying is, you were able, your influence. We cannot underestimate the influence of positive peer pressure from the students who actually want to help others.
Right.
And I hope that as we start to be more educated in the fact that students learn differently, we have people who have ADHD, we have people who may be dyslexic, we have other people who may need a different way of math being taught to them for them to grasp it. And I think that we can mix and match
Totally agree.
and stuff like that. What about you, Aiden? Did you guys go through that in your school?
Did we go to the mixing of classes? No, we were separated
We were
by
separated.
by like general how well you did on the exam.
Okay.
I do think that streaming to a degree, like separating people based on what, like how well you did, has its benefits. 'Cause I think Miguel could kind of agree. At least in bad state, as you go down the streams, I guess, you get less and less serious
That's true.
about the schoolwork. So like you
The
care less
attitude
and less.
to do better.
Like as you go down, they're kind of more here to play. So I guess to a degree, if you, I guess because law of averages exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
For it to hit the average,
Mhm.
some people have to go up,
Mm-hmm.
but some people have to come down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to a degree, if you mix certain attitudes, then you got people who disrupt in the class all the time. That might bring down some people because they need, they're trying to listen, trying to study. You got a little chaos in the class that they can't function on though.
I
But it could
think
also inspire.
They
that's the
can
thing.
inspire.
I think the balance could be that you guys have a mix. So for this particular subject, math, we, instead of streaming with respect to how well you did, you stream with respect to learning style.
That would be better.
So you have all the visual learners
Mhm.
in this class. So the teacher goes into that class knowing they need visual stuff to learn. And you have those who don't need visual stuff to learn. You have those who need experience. You have those who need things to be broken down to 1 + 1 and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's how I think streaming should be. Because like I said, as a teacher, and this, even at this particular level, I have to literally find ways to reach every single student. Every single student.
Mhm.
And I think that that's one way that we're leaving these students behind by not taking enough time to determine learning styles of students, which is where we should be going using AI and collecting this data and creating our own big data models to then predict, okay, if you students from this particular society, from this particular community with these conditions are more inclined towards being visual learners. And so off the bat, okay, that's the class we're going to put them in. And that way, no child gets left behind. So that's how I think we should be doing, and we should be these proponents for change. You guys are very bright, and I honestly see Mikhail as a future prime minister. And I kid you not, because if you heard what he was saying earlier, listen very carefully to what he was saying. He spoke about how he's being approached for help, but he does not give the answers nilly-willy. He wants you to also, that is the making of a good leader, which means that you can come to him saying, listen, I want a handout, and he's saying, no, I'm going to give you a hand up. You understand? I'm going to help you get to the point where you don't have to ask me for a handout. And those are the kind of leaders that we want. And so I've told him and I endorsed him for the young lady that he's dating. And I said, you're the type of son that I wish I would have had if I had a son. So I rate you. Aiden, I'm not saying I'm not saying anything bad about
I'm just here.
I'm just speaking about his leadership qualities. You are very cool, calm, collected, and a lot of people need to understand that those are the people we also want in positions of leadership too, because those are the people who are not easily swayed by emotions and hysterics and all of those. And Aiden will be like, okay, what's the point? Get to the point. Get to the root of the problem. I don't care about you flailing and waving. Yeah. What's the point? And then logically go step by step towards creating a solution. So, PM, deputy PM, deputy PM, I don't know, both of you, it will work in that regard.
You be the PM. For sure. I'll back you up from the shadows. From shadows.
So we have about 3 more minutes. So I want to talk quickly. Your influences from parenting, I want you guys to shout out those positive influence from your parents that you have right now. Is the time to do that.
You wanna go first? I'll go first. Which side I starting on? Start with my mother. She's basically responsible for my economic, educational prowess, if you want
Okay.
to say. She's the one who pushes me to do this, that, and the third. Get involved in this. Get involved with that. Do this, do that. Lead this, lead that. Play a sax here. Play a sax in church.
Nice.
Join this band. Join that band. Pops is more like the stabilizer to say like, okay, if I do need help, cause again I'm a stubborn person, he's the person who's in that field that I know I could go to help for
Yes.
when I need it, and he's also like the person who I will go to like, okay, I need help, like actually like I'm in a crisis, help, please. So basically that's positive influence. I got other positive influences. Special shout out to Mr. Whitaker, chemistry teacher.
Yes.
Shout out.
He's been probably the greatest positive influence in CFPC
Wow.
since I've been there.
Good one.
I totally agree. For me, my mother has always been there for me in terms of uprooting me into as being the better version of myself. And when it comes towards education, if I want to be a garbage man, she said, be the best garbage man you want to be.
Wow,
Be the
nice.
best at everything. Also, my father, he always been behind me. He always looked because he know I have the potential to do great. He knows I have the potential to do great. So he helps me in terms of getting the resources to help me achieve those goals. And along with my stepmother and stepfather, they have been by my side all the time.
So you have 4 positive influence.
Four.
Oh, it's no surprise.
4.
Wow.
I have a powerhouse behind me. And that's the people I want to make proud.
PM. Tell you. PM.
Don't have 4 votes.
Mikael for PM. Mikael for PM. Listen, we were going to talk about the STEM club, but there's no time for that.
Whoa, we could advertise real quick.
You could advertise, but we're not going to get into the nitty gritty
Yeah.
because we have to.
All right, just advertise.
Yeah.
You wanna
So go ahead.
I'm the event coordinator, and Aiden is the
VP.
vice president, and we want to encourage others who are in the science field to come and learn, because science STEM Club is a community for not only science individuals but persons who do business. You gain an aspect of learning concepts that you never learned before or you never would encounter in your learning process because you're doing business. You could have an understanding of chemistry, physics, all these powerhouses,
Bio, maths,
IT. All of it is a really good club.
And plus,
Really
it's
good
not
club.
all academic. It's actually very fun.
Very fun.
It's all about the game surrounding
learning.
it.
Yeah.
So
Learning
you guys
without
are
learning.
you guys are active right now in doing these things.
Yeah. Every other Friday from when it was 3 to 4:30
Yeah.
3 to
in
4:30.
the,
Oh, 1:30.
in the chem lab at CFBC.
Yes.
I need to definitely come. Yeah, I can try. So just invite me.
No
You
problem.
don't need
No
it.
problem.
You could just
You
show
could just
up.
show
No, I just he says every other Friday. I don't know when it's. This,
Oh, we'll have
tom-
posters. Oh, we
How
have
is it? Tomorrow? Tomorrow's the meeting?
Tomorrow's the meeting.
Tomorrow's the meeting.
Tomorrow meeting.
Tomorrow's
All
the
right,
meeting.
I will definitely try to come and see what's popping. Right. So yeah, that's good. Shout out to Malika, who was supposed to be here. I know she's involved in that too. She's very passionate. I see
She's
both
the
of you
president.
working.
President.
She's the president.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Great
why.
president.
She's a great.
Great.
That's a next future PM too. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. You realize PM. Mikael PM.
I'm Malika.
I'm
you know?
Malika
Telling
PM.
you.
That's
All
how we
right.
go.
It's
That's
meant
how
to
we
be.
go.
Rapid fire. Before we go, we're gonna ask. I'm gonna ask you guys first person alternate question. 10 questions, which is 5 each. All right.
So,
Number 1. People think I'm really good at this, but actually I'm not as good as they think. Aiden.
chemistry.
All right. Number 2. There is someone right now who's watching this show beaming with pride, and that person is
Mother.
Aiden. If money didn't matter, I would be doing a lot more of this often in my life.
music production.
All right. My superpower as a teenager is?
Problem solving.
Okay. Aidan, if I were prime minister, first in office, I'm doing this.
Boy. Lowering taxes, probably.
All right. Mikhail, comfort food for me is?
Gotta go with pasta.
Salmon.
Oh,
I'll
pasta?
go with pasta.
Salmon.
Okay. Most frustrating class for me right now is?
Caribbean studies.
All right. Mikhail, other than Mr. E's class, my favorite class is?
Dr. Whitaker's class.
All right.
Chemistry.
All right. Number 9, Aidan, my legacy after I graduate from CFBC has to reflect this.
Stoic silent.
Yes. 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 Number 10, both of you can answer. Best part about being on the show is?
Getting a voice.
Ooh, like that. Aidan?
Why would you do that? Best part, getting to share my experiences with the viewers.
I like that, man. Listen, this was great. I got to know you guys more, and we didn't even get to touch on some of the things we want to talk about, but we will get to that another time. But next week, I'm gonna have both. I'm gonna have some more of my students in here next week. Hopefully, I get the ones that I'm trying to get. I really hope. I really hope I get the ones I'm trying to get, because it's gonna make for an epic show. But this is Youth Month, and that's why I'm really showcasing the wonderful students that I have, and I have more who are saying, Mr. E, I want to get on the show. So, but next week we'll definitely continue these conversations around education and students and STEM and all those things that are great, and our future is bright. And thank you for all who listened in. Tyler, Kimon Lake, I don't know who else, I didn't see any other comments, but that's about it. Just reminding all of you to remember to be kind and to spread love, and I will see you guys next week. All right.